I've always been very emotional, both up and down. Very passionate.
Yeah, I'm a big fucking crier, dude.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I remember being 16 and I got pulled over by the cops. We were leaving a party. Me and my friend Willie, we were leaving a party. He smoked weed. I didn't. I was against weed. I'm 16. We're at a fucking high school party that gets broken up by the cops. We're fucking drunk. We're hammered, and I'm driving. I didn't give a shit. Drunk driving. I should be dead right now. I should be totally dead.
This is all fiction. None of this actually happened.
So I'm sitting in. I turn on the car. Me and Willie. As soon as I turn on the car, fucking cop right here just waiting for me. Comes up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucked up. I was drunk. I rolled down the window. He pulled us out of the car. I'm already crying and shaking. I'm like by the car, I'm crying and shaking. Willie's like kind of cool like that, and I'm crying and shaking. And then the cop pulls out. He searches my car, and I just tell him the truth. They said, what's this cooler back here? And I said, it's a wine coolers, because I drank wine coolers. I was a big pussy. Everyone drank beer, but I was the pussy that drank wine coolers. I didn't care. They taste better. I didn't care. I'm drinking, so I had a cooler filled with wine coolers. And he goes, what's in that? And I said, wine coolers. I just admitted to him. I'm like, I've been drinking. Like, I admitted I'm drunk. I started crying. I was just crying like a fucking little bitch. And then he pulls out my ashtray, and there's all this brown ash stuff that to this day I don't know what it is. And he pulls out and goes, what is this? I looked at it and I was, it's weed, it's marijuana. And it wasn't, but I didn't even know what weed and marijuana looked like. I didn't even know. But he goes, that's weed and marijuana. I go, yeah, it's weed and marijuana, it's his. I'm crying, throwing my friend under the bus. Oh, no. And it was obviously not weed. And they're
what was it?
I don't know. Some kind of ash. I was so stupid. I'm crying, admitting to the cops, yes, I've been drinking, I'm drunk, and that's marijuana. And he's sitting there thinking, that's not marijuana, but he's saying it's marijuana. They were confused. You know what they did? They said, get in your car and go home. They didn't arrest me or anything. They said, get in your car and get the fuck out of here. I confessed everything. I confessed too much. They didn't know what to do with me. I told them I was drinking and drunk, and they let me go.
You told them that something wasn't pot, or it was pot when it wasn't pot, and they knew it wasn't pot.
And I'm
like,
crying.
This kid's crazy.
It's marijuana, it's weed. And they go, what?
They probably just saw you and saw just a gang of paperwork.
Yes.
They're like, this dude's too much work.
They let me drive, dude. They let me drive. They were so confused. I told them I was drunk, and they let a 16-year-old boy drive home.
Did they follow you?
That was the coolest cop ever.
Did they follow you at least?
No, I don't know. I just fucking drove home.
That's that Peter Parker Spider-Man thing, though. Like, what if the cop lets you go and you kill somebody? Do you know that story?
No.
So it's really fascinating, because I'm sure Joseph Campbell would say that it's in one of those hero's journeys that he talks about. But in Spider-Man, Peter Parker, who's this scientist kid, gets bitten by this radioactive spider, and he gains these superpowers. And he's sort of realizing he gains these superpowers, and he's headed towards his was his grandparents that he lived with, or his aunt and his uncle? Was it his aunt and his uncle? And they were taking care of him. And along the way, he ran into some robber, and he let the robber go because he's like, "This is
the story of Spider-Man."
Yes, he's like, "This is not my business."
All right.
The robber kills his uncle. So he had the opportunity to stop the robber, and he didn't do anything, and his uncle died. And so now he takes care of his aunt, and he's fucking Spider-Man. He's pissed. So he puts a mask on, he uses his powers now and stops crime all around.
Oh,
where are they? Gotham?
That makes sense. So that's why he's obsessed with
New
it.
York.
Yeah, he says, my fault, all my fault. If I'd only stopped him when I could have, but I didn't, and now my Uncle Ben is dead.